You're there. You're like,
Okay, we will call the meeting to order. And we will start with the reading of the minutes, Deb.
Okay. Member Brenda, Eric Skinner, Reagan, and Director Sue Eastburn. Meeting was called to order by President Judy Brenda. Minutes from previous meeting were read by Deb Reagan and approved by Eric and seconded by Judy. Bills and balance center report were presented by Eric Skinner and were approved by Deb and seconded by Judy. Director's report, Sue gave her report for the month of March. There were 49 visitors, 22 books, 9 from community library and Rob Church, and 13 from library, and 4 games puzzles were taken, total 26 items. Afternoon meeting met Craft Noon meeting met March 3rd for instructions on the paint and sip for the rest of March. There was 8 participants met on March 19th with 4 attendants. The old business, Fowler Theater, Eric will confirm date, April 11th with Jill. Fowler Pest Control invoice, snow removal, this will be tabled, and if we do not receive a bill, it will be paid. Split Air, how is it running? Has shut down a few times. Judy will let Butch know. Judy will check with Butch to confirm when he can come to put the cover back on the Split Air. Dental landscaping, fix the parking lot. Judy will check with Eric for his invoice. Hopkins Electric suggested thermostat on the baseboard heat. Judy will check with them to see what they can come out to prepare an estimated cost for installation. SBOA took payments for audit from future payments. Sue will let board know when the amount has been taken. We received the refund from the Indiana State Treasurer for the overpayment in January. Sue deposited back into the checking account. The following policies were reviewed and changes documented for Sue to update and provide copies to the board members and put on the website. Policy handbook, the following policies were reviewed. Long range plan, internal controls, background check, bylaws, collection development, donation policy, fixed assets, claim payable, conflict of interest, materiality and process of reporting material items. New business, Purdue Community Table will be having a meeting regarding the library trustee mergers in the near future. Judy and Deb will attend this meeting on May 11th. Judy will be meeting with an attorney about how we would proceed with a merger if it should happen. She will also check with Pam about possibly purchasing the land the library sits on. Adjournment. Eric moved, Deb seconded. The meeting was adjourned at 7:12 p.m. Next meeting will be May 20th, 26th at 5:30 p.m.
Any additions or corrections or motion that be approved?
Other than the fact that this Purdue Community Table had nothing to do with,
They not even heard
That's
about
what
it.
it was called there.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but
That's just the minutes. That's what you
Okay.
guys saying that you guys went through it.
Okay.
They did not know anything about it.
Uh-uh.
Purdue didn't.
I was gonna say, I don't know how they would, they're not, you know.
Well, but it was the library board, and you think in the media specialists and other people were talking about it, I just presumed they'd know something.
Something, yeah.
We were
Yeah.
early by accident. And so we had them all to ourselves for a few minutes, so we asked them all kinds of questions and I could just, right? So, okay. Anyway, Eric,
So
I went through again, line by line, item by item.
who approved and who seconded? I'm sorry.
Eric, Eric, Judy, Simon.
And everything matches up penny for penny. Thought I caught her mistake once, but it was my mistake, not
It
hers.
was.
So Jan said, why? And I said, well, I changed a 3 and a 2, right? But I guess, and we had no outstanding bills. So, and so it matches exactly with the bank.
Oh.
Everything matches. And we have $79,409.75 in our account right now. And we only had, what, $1,000 the most right there for them.
Mhm.
So our bills, we're in pretty good shape. We're not even close, we're drawing anything right now. We need to transfer money in. And the way Treva does it, I still got to do the calculator. I go back to last month and check for this one and everything, but they'll
You just
do
can't
it.
find it.
Yeah, I go through my check marks as they go along and check them all, and they're all always good.
Looks good.
I know she does all the work
Yes.
anymore.
Mhm. You look at what the gentleman, well, 2 gentlemen before her, it's a lot different now, so that's
Yeah.
wonderful. And Pam shared that with me too. She said, because Trib is also the township person, and it's so much easier when we had the other gentleman.
I have any questions? You got a copy?
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, everything's there and it matches up, so if there's a question.
Deb, did you have any questions?
I did not,
Okay, we can go ahead with Deb and Judy, and we will stand approved. Unless Eric doesn't want to.
No?
Okay. All right.
here's the other part of that.
No, that's your agenda.
Oh, that's my oh, sorry.
We'll get that back to you, Joe.
Okay. You're not doing that.
I need to know where I'm going and where I've been, yes.
Okay. So my director's report is that the books checked out of the library were 10, and from the church library was 9. There was 4 puzzles for a total of 23 items. The visitors to the library were 60. I purchased 5 new books. Kenny Gordon's family was also here and donated like 5 or 6 boxes of books. I went through them and I put all the Christian-based books over at the church library so that people can go through them. I boxed up 2 boxes to go to Kentucky Mountain Mission or to the thrift store in Fowler. And then I added 21 books to our current collection out of the books. We've had 2 books donated to the library, one from Amazon and one from Barnes & Noble. Marion also donated 2 puzzles. The book club met on April 21st with 6 in attendance. Crafter Noon met on April 28th with 7 participants who made their 250-year celebration hanger. That's what I have so far. And like I said, I did make up all your policies and I'll get them out to you. Other than that, that's all I have to say.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, the old business, Hopkins has my key, so that's.
Okay, so when they get
And I
out.
don't, then Sue has had, well, I asked her not to come in for a few days, because Sue's had a heck of a time here. But anyway, he thought they would get it around the 1st of June, so. I told him what we wanted, we thought we wanted 1, he said, I think you'd be better off with 2. I said, go look at it and tell us what you think. He's thinking we need 1 down there, so the one that doesn't come on very good, we just leave it off. So otherwise it's gonna trickle down there too. You know, when you turn your, when one comes on, that one's gonna come on too.
Oh,
But Sue says it doesn't get hot anyway, so I don't
But you
know.
never feel any heat from back there when you go back there, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, anyway,
It
that,
may come on, but it may be just not warm enough for me to feel it. I don't know.
maybe he needs to check that.
that's what, but I talked to, not Trevor, who's the next boy working in there?
Ernie,
Well, this was,
electrician,
I don't know.
Dave, there's
No, I
Dave.
know Dave, and I know Ernie.
And Brett,
And who?
Gotham. the
Oh, Brent,
sheriff.
yes, yeah, I know Brent. This was,
He had a kid that was assistant, he was trained, and
okay.
I didn't know either, he brought him to the house when they did mine.
Apparently that's who it was, because this kid was really young. And,
He brought him up both times, came in. and
Okay. well, he was kind of watching the store, I think, when I went in there, and he was like, well, I better have somebody get back to you, and I haven't heard from him. But they have the key, and they know that we're ready to do it whenever, but we want to know what they're gonna do. That's kind of the way.
Yeah, we need to know what we're gonna be paying.
Well, and why, if it changes from that, we want to know why.
Why, yeah.
So, that's the baseboard.
You wanna do the policies now?
Yeah.
We it out.
That'll be fun.
Okay, so there's conflict of interest. There's yours. There's yours.
Okay.
Take him home, put him all in there.
The bylaws, I only printed the last page since that's the only page that changed. So this one here is your bylaws.
Okay, so we need to keep our,
Yes, the bylaws, the only page that changed was page 3, I believe it is. Um,
that was the one that had 3 pages.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So we still keep the,
The first 2 didn't have any changes, only this 3rd page.
only
did.
the 3rd page.
So I only printed the page that had to be printed.
Okay.
Okay.
So that one is put in.
And then I have fixed assets. That's only a 1-pager, so it's the whole thing has to come out of your book and go in. The collection development is the same way. It's only a 1-pager. Now you have
A new one.
two ones.
Okay. Oh, and we have holes punched.
Yes.
Thank you.
The donation policy is a 1-pager. The internal controls. That one is, the whole packet needs to come out.
Okay.
Because this has to have your guys' signature on it in order to be legal. Remember, Eric? That's the one that's the whole thing.
Okay,
So when you get to your internal controls one, you take the whole thing out, put the whole new one in. Background policy check was a 1-page. So it's, the emergency procedures is a 1-pager. The long-range goal is the whole packet. Had to be, because this one, we actually, I don't know, for some reason, I didn't have a copy of it. Judy gave me a copy and I retyped it, but I redid the whole thing. So I would just take your long-range goal out and
Put
put the whole new one in there. So then you guys should be all up to date, because my book is now up to date.
thank you.
Oh, thank you, yes.
So that is all done. And I have a question when we get to number 1.
To number, oh, okay, okay. Any questions for Deb? How about for, it's been a long day, isn't it?
It's not getting any better, is
I
it?
have
No,
none.
there's still 2 more days this week.
I know.
Anyway, are there any questions about what the policies that you gave us?
No.
Okay. So we thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.
Be all up to date with that. Okay,
All right.
so new business under number 1, the policy puzzle team. There was 2 teams.
Mhm.
Team 1 won. Like a lot. But okay, so originally what I planned, there was 4 members to each team. And I was going to get a gift card for them to go to lunch together at the good table. Unfortunately,
Okay.
plans
You're not
have
gonna eat lunch.
changed. And I have no idea where to go to get them something to do. I have no idea. I have to come up with something. So I've been trying to think. The only place I can think of is like Monaco's or
Not a mile. In Fallon, not a mile in Fallon.
Some of my houses in Fowler. It's after, and we have not tried it, but after that burnt, what used to be the old Legion started staying, they've got lunches now.
oh, this is one next to Murphy's, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
And-
Janice and Lisa went there last Friday.
Okay.
And they said, hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's,
Sun Dog Cafe in Fowler's good too. It's good.
Okay.
but they did come up with, because actually their menus are posted in Murphy's, and they've got a lot of $10 lunches.
That's their special. Jam.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Special
okay.
for $10.
Well, that might work. I could just go there,
Yeah.
pick up something and then bring it back and give it to them. Because the winners, of course, were our normal puzzle girls. It was Patty and Cheryl and Edie and Linda Sullivan. Those were our puzzle girls. The puzzle girls down on that end were Paula, Joanne.
All agreed? All okay?
Yeah, but she doesn't get out much.
I was gonna say, I don't see Paul anymore.
That's good.
Joanne, and I can't remember her name, but she's on the board at Kentland Library. Robin King, and I don't remember her last name, and then Mary Beth Wheelock.
It's Robin Mitchell.
Maybe.
I think so. Scott Mitchell's.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know Joanne's last name. She's on
Well,
the
that makes
library
sense because
board.
her and Paul are friends.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And she probably talked her into coming.
Yeah.
Well, really.
They had a good time.
Well,
Everybody
Wasn't
had a
that
good time.
social.
It
She
was just,
No,
she's
she
always
wasn't.
kidding. You hadn't seen everything.
so, and they all figured out the answer to the puzzle. So there was a mystery puzzle and they had to figure the answers at the end.
Okay.
Had to come up with it. So
So they had a good time and you had a good time.
Good.
yeah, that's why I had so many visitors last week. So they were here almost every Tuesday and Thursday. And even if Mary Beth couldn't come, Paula and Joanne came. Robin
Good.
came one time with the 3 girls. So,
It's good.
but Mary Beth has been having a lot of catch up. She just went on to Medicare, so she's catching up all her health stuff.
Adjustment.
Yeah, the big adjustment. I am planning a summer reading program. I asked the girls what they wanted to do, and they said they wanted to do the bingo again. I said, okay. So I not found the bingo, so I got it ready for them.
That's cute.
And then I'll have to, of course, come up with something for that too. But I don't know that. I also attended by Zoom on a phone call for 3 hours this possible merger of the libraries. I kind of talked to Judy about it. I really didn't talk to you, Eric, about it. I did talk to Deb a little bit about it. I called her and kind of went over. So, I don't know. They're talking, there's like 6 libraries in Benton County, possibly going down to 2. Newton County, I forget how many there were, but possibly going down to 2 there as well, trying to keep the county seat open and the one in Brook, I believe.
It's 5. Was there 5 there? I think there's 5.
I couldn't remember, but 2 is what they're
Right,
thinking, like a north and a
village.
south kind of thing.
Like Village, Roselawn, Morocco, Brook, and Kilman.
Yeah, so I don't know.
The newest
the other
is
part?
Morocco and
Brook.
Brook. If it's good.
So, but they were kind of like meaning, okay, so patron wise, or not patrons, citizen wise, how many people are in each county? And where would it help? Like us, we don't have that many people in our York Township, would it be better to help a library in Benton stay open, or would it be better to go to Newton County? Switch us over to Newton. I said, you guys, I mean, I felt
How can
like I
we
was
do
being
that?
picked on because they kept saying, you're the smallest library.
But I mean, how can we do that? How can you switch over to Newton when your taxpayer dollars?
Well, it'd be like the school tax. And
Yeah.
we just well jump in this when you're done with that.
So, but what else did I tell you? I'm trying to remember all the stuff. They advised that we would probably want to get our own attorney that had library experience.
I think the timeline was what,
Oh, they're going to take from 239 libraries down to 92.
so they're
They
one
know
for-
it's not going to be on the June session, the floor for the
no, it's
June,
not.
because that's political. They'll get everything done for the politics. But they heard by December 31st that we would all be given a grade level. And they're assuming that the ones with the lowest grade level would be the ones to be shut down first. So it could happen fast, it could end up slow, it could end up not at all this year, it could end up, they don't know. That's kind of where I'm sitting at with it, and I was on this call, so. Go ahead, Judy.
Okay.
You can have us.
No, we started out and I decided I was gonna talk to some of the librarians that I had known that had been in it for a long time. And this whole thing was, 15 years ago, they did the same thing. And the oldest librarian said she just kind of thought it was scuttlebutt and it would go away. Then they this is the way they got this bill, which never made it out of committee before, is they put in the trustees. We would have no trustee and the libraries together. And she's still thinking there's going to be enough resistance to that of losing their trustees that they're going to leave the libraries alone. Now, I talked to another one of the librarians that these were all in Newton County because I really don't know anybody in Newton County, but these, she thought that this was going faster than what the one 15 years ago did. But they're also aware that if they take the trustees, they think they're going to get a lot of resistance to that because, you know, Pam doesn't have a lot that she does, but when somebody
They don't appraise land anymore.
no, but when somebody needs something, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
And she's the one that pretty well, she and the board of trustees make the decision pretty much. If a house burns down, you know, the church was putting in or fixing some plumbing here in Rob, and the board of trustees gave us $500 to go and get that bill from the county. And that came from Pam. Who's going to do those things? You know, you put one trustee to handle the whole county. They're feasible. You would run as a Democrat or a Republican, and it would be a pretty high paying job. Is what it would do. So, and they didn't think that the people were going to mold to that in the state of Indiana. Now, they could be wrong, you know, because I guess there is a lot of, it's the smaller counties or the smaller that's got money. There's a lot of debt out there for libraries. There's another project I think they sold bonds for it in Newton County. They're building again. You know, where's that money going to come from if they close the library? Are they going to close? Kentland's paying off their 20-year loan from when I think it's in June. It's this year. It's this summer. They're paying off that 20-year bond this year in 2026. And so you're probably not going to close the county seat. But the thing is, some of the nicer libraries are not in the county seat or maybe where the most populous area is. So it's got, there's so far, and since it didn't make it out of committee, and they also said, and they all were in agreement with that, the library board, the state library board, I think there's 11. It was, and they never can come up with a consensus. They never can agree on what should be done. So pretty much the consensus was that it's going to happen, but
It's just when.
but most of them are saying 5 years. And as far as spending down the money, most of the commissioners are going to say if they're closing the library, why spend the money on it? Like Morocco would be sitting empty the way they've got it planned right now. Like Village would be sitting empty. Roselawn would. Those are all nice libraries.
Roselawn's got a lot more people than Killen has.
Yes.
I mean,
And so
if
there's going to be
Roselawn
resistance there.
Roselawn ever decides they want to become a town, they're going to get the
Mhm.
courthouse too, because they got the power.
Well, and
Over half the population in New County lives in
Oh,
Roselawn.
and even the area, I mean, it's closer than what, Morocco should have been the county.
Yeah, it
seat,
should have
because
been,
that
right,
is- should have been-
geographically it should have been.
But that didn't happen that way. But, there's just a lot of questions that it was all fine and good and say, oh, we're going to give you a grade and then shut down libraries, but they are a long way from having their ducks in a row to go ahead and do so.
And also something about the Indiana Library Federation that we belong to. It's supposed, it's kind of like art. It's supposed to help keep us alive. They're in the process of making a narrative right now, and they said once that narrative is in place, it's going to go fast.
Well, what they're,
But that's kind of like they're not going to really fight it. They're going to go for the bigger libraries, and
Well, people just don't use the library anymore. Now
that's sad, but it's
it
true.
is.
well, that Williamsport library was lovely.
Oh my
It was, I mean,
goodness.
it had to be one of the nicest buildings.
I'll tell you
not the
what, their
nicest.
entrance way was half of this library.
And it was so handicap accessible.
Oh,
And the
it was
kitchen
easy.
the kitchen was lovely, and it was just, but, like, one of the ladies said, and she was from, oh, it was that lady from Boswell.
Okay.
Okay, and she said, but those kids aren't going to have access to those libraries. I mean, they've got them in their schools, but.
I wonder if that's what the Indiana state is thinking, is that the kids can use the school libraries.
Everybody uses their iPads to get through their books now.
Well, but if they're, I mean, even if they're pushing it, the libraries, they can walk in there and walk right out with that book. However, where does that leave the parents and the grandparents and so forth? South Newton, now North Newton has, I believe, has days, and so as we see, has days that the public can go in there, but South Newton doesn't. I mean, it's just for children only.
But will it change? Because I know I can vouch for the state of Illinois. This happened in the Clifton area. They always had a high school library and a junior high library, which the schools were connected just with a hallway in between them.
That's what
And they made John L. Nash, the junior high library, is now the central unit number for community library.
so adults.
Can go there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, they should do something like that, but that Kellen building is nice, the Brook building is nice, Morocco's is nice. And then there's also the thing that some of them still got some pretty big debts.
First one was that major debt.
In both counties.
One bad.
And
Something
so,
about them.
So does that mean that our funds would go to help their mismanagement?
they don't,
Well,
well,
saying.
that would be the best we can hope for, otherwise it's gonna end up in some city library.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But there again, whoever started pushing this through just did not have all the information they needed to do so.
Do we know who started it?
I was just sent an email telling me that there was going to be
This
a
meeting.
meeting and that there was going to be a Zoom call. And I said, well, I
And you
can't
were the
send.
only Zoom call they had. Did
Yes.
you know that?
Because I called them and told them, I said, I can't attend.
But she was the only Zoom, because they told us down there that you were the only Zoom.
Yeah.
They, oh, we know you're librarian, she was our only Zoom.
Yeah. I mean, I had to be in Danville. There was no way I could be
Well,
on the
yeah.
call and, but I wanted to
can
know what was
believe
going
people are
on.
gonna fight for the motor vehicle, because they don't wanna have to, we're talking about closing all those down too.
Mhm.
Be
Well,
big.
they're starting to do that in Illinois too.
But I can see people fighting for that. I really honestly don't think people are gonna fight in York Township for our library. most of
When
them.
they're not using it, why
No.
would they fight for
Most of them go, I try to tell them we're here.
it? Uh-huh.
They come looking going, yeah, all right.
Well, I tell you what, I had 17 people here on Thursday. And 2 of them were from the Milford area and didn't even know that there was a library here. And one of those 2 was the former mail delivery person and didn't even know this library was here.
Well, that's something that I can see. And
So-
county people say too. Well, most of the people that come to the library aren't even in Benton County. Why should they use my
But you
tax
know what?
dollars?
They seen it on the website.
That's good. I'm glad. I think people are using it. I
Yes.
know that how they're gonna, if it goes to referendum or anything, people vote. I don't think we're gonna get much support.
No.
I agree with you.
I mean,
I
sad.
mean,
but
we
I
have
don't
tried. I
think-
mean, it's
Oh,
not-
yeah.
Well, let's face it, it hurt a whole lot when that library, they built it and there was a little bit of encouragement about it, or a little bit of a community support in 84, is that correct? 80,
Yeah,
84,
something like that.
something like that. And then once it became just a place that nobody was welcome, and it looked, and it stayed that way for about 10 years, and then it was hard to resurrect it.
And we lost all the kids.
We lost a lot of
in this
kids.
area.
Mhm.
We used to have, when I started South, we had kids. We picked those buses out. We had a lot of kids out here. Now,
There
I just
was-
don't have them.
Well, we used to have a lot of farmhouses out there, and there just aren't any
Yeah.
farmhouses out there
Yeah.
anymore. So, but there's a lot of things, I don't know. So I'm getting conflicted from these seasoned librarians. I'm getting conflicted. Oh, just it'll go away. And then somebody else like, but when they do put the trustees in there in that bill, it's not going to happen. The summer session never amounts to anything.
No. because-
So
They said it would be the one in January, so.
it's after the holidays.
That's when they get serious.
That's when they'll get serious about it.
Yeah.
Because the grading is supposed to be to them by the end of December.
And they may take
And
the
who's doing the
trustees out.
gradings
but
then?
The DGLA, the people who did our audit,
Okay. Okay.
the Department of,
What'd you say?
what is it called? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, those people. It's the Department of, it's the State Board of Accounts, but it's the Department of, what is it called? DLGA. That's how I know it as when I see it. But they also do your tax, your budget, they do it all. And so the budget guys are supposed to give us a grade. These people are supposed to give us a grade. And I'm wondering if that's why they're pushing all the audits this year.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody's getting audited.
Well, there's just, right now, I think there's just a lot of confusion on what is gonna happen, but, if it's like state of Indiana, usually,
You guys know more about the state of Indiana
well,
than I do.
it's kind of like herding a bunch of turtles. They're not gonna move, they don't move very fast.
They like to do money things. They do that is one of the things they do like to do.
So if they can save the money, then they're gonna try.
It's always popular.
And the
Screw the
politicians
school
can get
over that
elected
way.
because they save the money.
And put it somewhere else.
Put it someplace else, yeah.
Mhm.
But don't tell the taxpayer that. They're gonna be
No.
putting it somewhere else.
Yeah, well, that would be I mean, yeah, definitely that would be the thing that they would rally behind is they're going to put it someplace else, not to save the library, but because they're moving the money. Actually, the trustees got about the same thing. They got quite a bit of money. Um, I don't know what's going to happen with there. But
Well, one time trustees had a lot of responsibilities. They had to go down and do assessments and everything.
yes.
Now that's all done by the treasurer in Benton County.
Mhm.
They send people out there and do all that now.
Yep.
They just show up, start walking around through your yard, taking pictures of everything. My taxes go up every year. Yeah.
Mhm. And that was something else. So you said, how would we, our school tax goes, you know that. The school tax goes to Newton County, and that's our only tax that goes to Newton County.
Mhm.
So this would have to go through a long process to get the library that way too. But, if they put them in the schools, we're 15 miles from South Newton, we're 25 miles from
Yeah.
DC. So if you look at it from, I think that's how York Township ended up. First, they were annexed by Kentland, and then it was still closer to go to South Newton than it was to send them to DC. So it would be that kind of a process to get that money moved. And I understood from a really older person that the two counties, because the assessment of the land being worth so much out here, it's kind of a desirable thing. They both would like to have that, that assessment. Like you say, yours goes up every year. Well, then their money would go up, whichever way it went.
Uh-huh.
So you're kind of a desirable. I don't know if they go through Rob. I don't know what they would think sometimes.
Oh, I agree.
But it's kind of desirable, and there'll be a little bickering on that one. And now, as far nobody has a library lawyer, not Kentland, not Fowler, not. And when I talked to Brooke, she's like, I know nothing about it. She
I don't know,
said,
you find one Lafayette, you can probably go easy on those.
that's what I was told, and then it'd be like a school.
And Chrissy hasn't found one yet either. Brooke.
No, she hasn't.
Oh, and being as small as what we are, couldn't more than one library.
Oh, yeah, just like with Treva, probably.
Yeah.
We'd have to find.
My question, we have to justify that for the accounts, how we're gonna pay this person.
Oh, this is
I
true.
mean,
Yeah.
we're taking money out of the library, tax dollars money. and
To pay
paying-
for an attorney.
Yeah, I mean, that would be,
Well, you have consulting fees that you have budgeted in, and that's what that's for.
$600 an hour, it's gonna go.
We won't go fast.
It won't last long. But nobody did have a so-called.
they shouldn't have to, we all talk
Well-
about politicians that,
Yeah,
have them explain what they wanna do.
Right, I'm sure they would come and talk to us, but I don't think we'd get anybody in there until your tax change, then it's too late.
And did you talk to Pam about buying the land that the library sits on?
Yeah, I did. And she said, not until we get this straightened out. She said, I don't want to even start something different. I mean, you know what? Are we going to sell to them, or are they going, if this closes, are we going to sell to them, or are they going to sell to us? I guess that was, because then they'll have no place to meet. Well, but
If we close down, there won't be electricity or heat or
there
anything
won't,
else.
yeah, who's going to take over that? And the insurance and the electricity.
What a mess. What a mess.
It could be a big mess.
When the government's involved. Of
course it's a
mess.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can do much of anything, but just sit tight and kind of.
Kind of listen. So that's what Treva told me last month when I met with her with this in early May. She said,
She wouldn't, her,
and Dana says the same thing. She told Dana and I both the same thing. Just
and Dana, Earl Parks, I don't know if it passed or not. They were gonna replace those windows, but they're in the same place. If they're gonna close down our library, why would we spend $70,000 on windows? I mean, we gotta keep it up. We gotta do something like with this heat, and we don't want it to go down. Because if it does just go away, like, it would be great, but, you know, we don't wanna be in that. We don't want it to look like it's in shambles, but. So, not good news. Well, I don't know, it's not bad news, I guess, but I felt good that it has happened before. And, you know, it was just, as one of the librarians says, oh, it's just scuttlebutt. That was her. But she
Teresa says it's not scuttlebutt. She says, but she has not heard a definite. She's heard more about the trustees going away
Yes. Yeah.
than she's
And
heard.
somebody through the library, and that's kind of what.
Mhm. She's heard more about that. And that there could be, like with you guys, it would be taking the 6 in Benton County and making a library board that's going to take care of all 6 branches.
My feeling is that if they close the smaller ones down, there's not gonna be anybody going to any library. I mean, they're not gonna need a board from here because there's not gonna be anybody going.
No. It's true.
The only reason I would think we'd be better off in Kentland is there's enough people that work in Kentland. That maybe they would assume, I don't know.
It's just, yeah, and that's where that call that day, everybody was the same way. It was just like, what do we do? Where do we go?
Right.
You know, and then they were talking about doing something like North Benton and South Benton. You make it a north and a
Yeah.
south in each county. But I'm like, that isn't going to help if the government's saying that you're going to take you for 239 down to 92 because there's only 92
Yes.
counties in
Mhm.
Indiana. So that means a library per county, and it's
Well, and look at how close, if, Ireland's in the building project, and they're gonna continue to grow. It's gonna be a long time before it starts growing up here. I don't think any of us will see it. There'll be that many people. So where are they gonna do? They gonna have Fowler and Otterman? They're pretty close together, really. Compared to it, so. Because you go quite a ways east.
well, the talk was that day on the phone kind of said was that they would not go where the debt was at.
The what?
They wouldn't go where the debt was at.
So there we got just the debt and nobody to service the debt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's some in Newton County with quite a debt too. I don't think it's that maybe as bad as that one, but once those bonds are sold for the building project, you got a debt.
Yeah.
And it took Kentland 20 years to pay it off. I didn't realize that it was 20 years.
Wow. That's, well, yeah, it would be.
But when we used to do the schools, we did 30-year bonds.
Well, the village of Sherman has a 20-year bond that's getting ready to be paid off this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we all got questions and no answers.
No answer.
No answers
All
to
right.
it. Yep. And then the only other thing I had was I called the gentleman that cleaned the carpets before,
Mhm.
and I talked to his wife, and she said she'd have him get back to us when he could come. And I asked her to
Let's get
call.
Hopkins through here first, and then in case there was a mess, when they.
Well, we just need to know when.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what they're planning to do. So. But I did call and check on having the carpet cleaned because it definitely needs it.
I mean, if it looks even until you move a rug.
So you move the stuff and you look, and it's like, yeah,
I can't
it's a little
believe-
bit dirty.
Well, that's a plus. It took how many years before we did wash it?
Lisa said it was 1990 that it was clean,
1990?
or 20. No, not 2020.
Yeah,
2019
2019,
Okay.
yeah.
is when it was clean.
But before that,
So it's been what, 7 years?
yeah.
So,
Well, and even at that time, we debated whether we should replace it or clean it.
and it cleaned up
And it
nice,
cleaned up-
Lisa said. And I think this will clean up nice again. It's just
It just needs it.
it needs cleaning.
Mhm.
Well, we've got a lot more traffic coming through here than what we had before.
That one person a week didn't make it.
No, it didn't make a, no, it was more like age and dust.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you don't have to worry about, I would say, January, we're done. Anything that needs to be talked about happening.
So we just go on, I guess.
I don't even know who won the elections
Well,
in Tippecanoe County.
and that was, yeah, and that was something else they said, you know, until these midterms elections are over nationwide, nobody really knows what's happening.
So what else did you guys learn at your Purdue?
Go
thing?
ahead, Deb.
We could just call them if we had any questions about anything. That's what I got out of it, that if, I can't think of what they said was the main thing, or what an example would be, but they said that if you called us for any question, even if they didn't know the answer, they would find out the answer. And I don't know if we could use, I mean, possibly you could use them. If somebody asks you a question, you don't know, then you go directly to them and pass the buck.
And they would pass it on to somebody else.
Somebody, well, hopefully somebody that knows what they're doing or has the
Yeah.
resources.
And they
It's too
did,
bad it wasn't IU or Notre Dame. Because they have law schools.
Oh,
She's their lawyer.
yeah.
Free law schools, you know, got them. Purdue doesn't have, they got free law, but they don't have lawyers.
Lawyers,
yeah, we could get Morgan Winder. She's in Kentucky law school.
Thought she was in Wild West.
She didn't like it.
Okay.
I don't know. Her address is Kentucky. This is Jeff Winter's stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it's University of Kentucky, but she's on the Cincinnati. Cincinnati's closer to her than what. I don't know. She's in a house, and then I know her address is Kentucky. Anyway, that's where she ended up. But so maybe she'd like to practice.
Maybe.
She could come down.
She might say, what's what, wait till
Her mother may have already asked her.
Probably did. So she was a paralegal, and then she just decided she was going to go this way. So Jeff said, well, I guess I'll be working a few more years.
Everybody wants to go to school, let them go.
On the back, did you bring that in?
I did.
If you're I thought that was kind of interesting, not that I'm a Purdue alum, but they're doing these for, oh, no, that's not the one.
Oh, it's not the one?
Just that white sheet. They had,
Oh, I didn't bring a white, I didn't get white sheet.
you were packing your cookies.
Oh, that's true, I was, yeah. I was packing my cookies.
Because they're doing a bunch of free, for a while, they're doing a bunch of free classes.
See, I don't remember that.
Just forget it.
Yeah, she's gonna get free classes.
I'm not an alum, I got 2 endorsements from them. I'm not an alum.
My daughter told me that I could go to KCC now for, I can go for free, because I have to pay for my books. If I want to finish my degree.
You know what else is on that bill that did not get out of committee is to do
Did
away with the
remember seeing
extension offices. It's on there too.
I'd like the 4-H extension and stuff, or
All three,
Yeah.
the extension, the 4-H, and the ARM.
Mm-hmm.
what are these governor's things?
I don't know.
I just don't get it.
I don't either.
I don't,
This is the one, man.
Yeah.
Do away with the farm?
Huh?
Is he gonna do away with?
Not the farms.
You're not talking about
services.
federal, you're talking about state.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fowler's still been going. That's federal.
Well, but what's in the extension office would be gone.
Yeah.
And that's state, then, but that's fine, because we had a guy set the process. for
That
us,
was
and
from the
he
extension
was
office.
really concerned that, that they were doing away with all that. And that was, the Chris Bittlers and those guys that were there. Russell Zell and Chris Bittler, and wouldn't be what's in the FSA office. They are federal, but this is just before H and the women's,
But don't they still have an extension office up at the government center?
but that's what they're talking about doing away with.
Doing away with that.
And I can kind of see that, like 4-H program it's dropped so much. And,
And you can't get kids to play sports, they're doing that stuff anymore.
but I thought that was pretty interesting. If you could take that. I mean, if you really wanted it. But anyway.
So, and then tomorrow morning, I'll be back out here at 8:30, actually before that, because I have to be on the call.
Oh, okay.
I'm on the annual budget thing. All day,
All day?
8:30 to 2.
Oh, okay.
So I got a headset down there, so if people come in, I will tell them if they can work on that puzzle.
Okay.
But I'll be on, they come in, I'll put my headset on because I have to listen to everything that's going. There's 2 parts to it. There's one with Benjamin, and then there's one that's with the state board of accounts.
And what's Benjamin pertaining to?
He's our budget.
He is the budget. He is the budget man.
It's Benjamin Swift.
Okay.
He's the one that Treva will be working with to set our budget for next year. He will
If
tell
there
her
is a
the-
next year, right?
Yeah, he'll tell her the figure, and then she has to try to put it into whatever we need.
Okay.
So I'll be on that call from 8:30 to 2.
So, sounds like fun.
No, it don't.
No, not necessarily.
No, it doesn't.
Because sometimes they talk way above my head, especially the state board of accounts. They talk way. Benjamin is pretty easygoing. And I've been through it once, so this year maybe it'll be a little bit better. Then I'm sure I'm gonna be having the one for August coming up with the Indiana State Library.
If there is one. Okay.
I have through December, so that means I have to go in
August will
August.
be theirs.
Yeah.
So what grandkids do you have, Judy?
16.
We do the Regals,
Mm-hmm.
the Regals from Benton County.
Mm-hmm.
They got 56, you know.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. I'm not
They
going
got 13 kids, you know.
Yeah, okay. We've got, and we've got 5 great now. So,
I was looking at 56 grandkids.
I bet the Sweeneys are that way in Chevan's, Illinois too. Because she had 11 kids and she thought, well, she'd go one more time, go for that even dozen. She had twins last.
oh!
So she has 13.
Well, who is that lady that, and her child is in law school now in Notre Dame, but they had the 13 kids, they came in, they lived out by the fairgrounds, he was with Princeton.
Oh,
Those kids are all smart, they all just went to college and
The Regals, the first one, she was Miss Indiana,
Mm-hmm,
got a full ride.
mm-hmm,
She's a doctor, and her and her husband, doctors at No Borders for half the year.
okay.
They have a charity, and they practice the other half. The next one was a concert pianist. She got a full ride in Notre Dame. The third one, Nathan, played the state championship in baseball, and he got his pharmacist. He decided he wanted to go ministry instead, so he's our youth minister. His brother's a decorated Navy SEAL, and just keep on that line, right?
Keep on going.
These people get their brains, 'cause I don't have them.
you just gotta have more than one kid, I guess.
Like,
Yeah, that
More
would
than
be
six.
keep trying.
More than 6 or
Uh,
7, yeah.
you're like,
Get exactly.
I was sitting there with Mrs. Hawkins. I never her husband's late name, but died of skin cancer. Landon's dead.
Jim.
He was telling us this stuff. Makes our kids look pretty sad.
Well, this lady homeschooled all those, and I'm thinking, how can she homeschool when she was pregnant all the time?
Yeah.
But they did, they all homeschooled.
I don't know, there's a difference, obviously, between homeschooling and, public school.
I have a problem with homeschooling though, because sometimes this child does not get the social
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
aspects of what they
Well, you
need.
got
Well-
12 brothers and sisters, so you got enough social.
At one time, homeschooling, because I went out, you had to go out and you had to check. And they had a curriculum they had to follow and
Well,
everything.
But I mean, if they don't attend church on a regular basis, where do they get that social skills?
Yeah.
That's
you
where
bring
I
them
have
in
problems.
did you use the
Yeah.
library for,
Yeah,
to
bring them in
test
here.
them?
I teach them in here.
Mhm.
And do things. I tested them and everything for the state. And they had to. Now they just throw all that out. There's no curriculum. Nobody knows. A lot of them, they run the streets. They're not being taught anymore. They're not being
I
homeschooled.
know, yeah.
The state's not, because it costs money. So they
Costs
don't
money
check
for
it.
them to check it.
Now, parochial schools, those kids are doing it. I say that.
Yeah.
They're scoring a lot better than the public school kids are, but they're doing the old reading, writing, arithmetic. They're not doing all these
Yes,
other stuff. So
Yeah, Melissa, she homeschooled her. Almost, and I can kind of see it in those lower grades. But when you get to high school, you better be, and she was, but she's in Bloomington, so there were co-ops down there.
oh yeah.
But Nick was still, it took him forever. He turned 30 last October. But when he got out of high school, he was like a 12-year-old.
Mhm.
His social skills were
Her
just,
social skills were just not there.
Then, of course, then he went completely the other way. After he got out of school, and he was a wild child. And now he's working. He's working for the IRS now, so I don't like him anymore.
Okay, so you
Okay,
are you done?
I think we're done unless somebody else has something.
I moved to close.
I said,
All right.
Oh, there.
Aye.
hey,
Look at that cool hat.
doesn't scrub
What's a feather?
I know.
herself now.
I've never seen that one. I don't play.
It's an Orvis.
Huh?
It's an Orvis.
Does that mean?
Huh?
Is it made in the United States?
I
The hat? It's made in the United States.
do. I built some.